All right, on tonight's screech-free edition of Homework Help, sorry about your screechy lesson video tonight. On tonight's screech-free edition of Homework Help, I'm going to be doing 5, 6, 9, and 19 for you. So let's get started. Okay, number 5. Number 5 says 2x plus 4y equals 24, negative 3x plus 5y equals negative 25. Okay. So when I'm looking at this problem, the first thing I see is I got a 0. I don't have a 0 pair here, but I've got opposites. And I like that because if I cannot, excuse me for the hiccups, if I cannot distribute a negative, I want to. I make mistakes when I multiply by negatives. So remember, I'm going to look at this and I'm going to see what their common multiple is. Well, honestly, all I need to do is multiply the top one. So I multiply this by 3 and that by 2. When I do that, 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. I don't need to make one of those negative because I've already got a negative here. I'm already going to get a 0 pair. So I'm going to go ahead and start distributing. Now, if you wanted to eliminate the y's, I can multiply the top by 5, the bottom by negative 4, top by 5, bottom by 4, and make one of them negative. But I chose to go with this. When in doubt, I always start with the x's. Okay? So 3 times 2 is 6x. 3 times 4 is positive 12y. 3 times 24 is 72. Let me check my calculator. I like to be right. 3 times 12 is, wait, what? 3 times 24 is, there we go, 72. All right? So now I'm going to do this one. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6x. 2 times 5 is positive 10y. 2 times negative 25 is negative 50. Okay, so now I'm going to look and see what I got. Okay, well, these 0 away. 12 plus 10 is 22y. 72 minus 50. Oh my goodness, 72 minus 50 is 22. Oh, yay! 22. Want to divide both sides by 22? I get y equals 1. Okay, so I think y is 1. I'm going to use my y value to find my x value. So I take one of the original equations. You know, I like to take the first one. And I substitute this y in right there. So I'm going to make y 1. So 2x plus 4 times 1 equals 24. 2x plus 4 equals 24. I subtract 4 from both sides. 2x equals 20. That makes x 10. So I think x is 10 and y is 1. I'm going to use my final equation to prove it. Again, a lot of you are skipping this step. I suppose that's your business, but I wouldn't do it. Negative 3x plus 5y equals negative 25. I want to remind you something else. Remember, I am never going to use one of the equations that I transform, because remember, everything that I do math to is a place that I could have made a mistake. I always go back to the original to check my work. Okay, so I'm never going to use one of the things that I made changes to because I might have made a mistake. Okay, so I think x is 10 and I think y is 1. Negative 3 times 10 plus 5 times 1 should equal negative 25. Negative 30 plus 5 does equal 25. So my final answer is 10, 1. Will 110 be an answer? You better believe it will. So always be careful when you check those answers. Be careful when you write your final answer. If they're saying, what's the y coordinate, you better make sure you know which one's y and that you pick the correct answer. Okay? Let's look at the second one, 6. Boy, this is a hot mess, right? Okay, number 6 says, 4x minus 2y equals 3, and y equals 5x minus 2 over 3. Wow. I hate everything about this problem. I don't know about you. Now, some of you may be thinking, this doesn't look like it's a linear combination problem. It says on the instructions, solve using the linear combination / elimination method, which we can do. We can totally do that. We could also solve this using substitution. I mean, none of it's going to be pretty, y'all. But we could totally solve this using substitution as well, because I have an isolated variable. I could substitute it in there. Okay? It would be ugly, but we could get it done. I'm going to solve it for you both ways just so you can see them. Actually, I'm just going to solve it one way. Okay. I don't like this fraction. What am I going to do? I'm going to multiply everything by 3. Okay. 3 times y is 3y. 3 times all of this gets rid of that. Okay. Now, am I really close to being in standard form? Yeah, I am. If I subtract 5x from both sides, I have negative 5x plus 3y equals negative 2. And now I've got two equations in standard form. Okay, this is a horrible problem. I mean, it's just, wow. Okay, anyway, now I'm going to rewrite this. Now I've got 4x minus 2y equals 3. Okay, so when I've already got a lot going on here, so I'm just going to eliminate these two. So that means I need to multiply the top row by 4, the bottom row by 5. Since one of them is negative, that's all I've got to do. So 4 times negative 5 is negative 20x. 4 times 3 is positive 12y. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. 5 times 4 is 20x. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10y. 5 times 3 is 15. These zero out. I have 2y equals 7, because negative 8 plus 15 is 7. Divide both sides by 2. I get y equals, excuse me, I'm so sorry about, equals 3.5. Y equals 3.5. Okay, I'm a little freaked out because that's a decimal, but you know what? It might be right, so let's see what happens, okay? I'm going to go back to the original equation here. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go back to the original equation. So I have 4x minus 2 times y, which is 3.5, equals 3. 4x minus 7 equals 3. I don't know what just happened there, plus 7. 4x equals 10. 10 divided by 4. I got another decimal, 2.5, but again, let's see what happens. It might be right. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute this in, and I'm going to see if I get a right answer. Whew. So y is 3.5 should equal 5 times 2.5 minus 2 divided by 3. Oh my goodness. You guys, seriously, this is giving me, it's giving me nerves. Okay, so 5 times 2.5, 5 times 2.5 is 12.5. Whew! 12.5 minus 2 is 10.5. Divided by 3 is 3.5. It actually worked. Oh my goodness, you guys, we got weird decimals and it was right. So my ordered pair is 2.5, 3.5. Scary and weird, but we did it. Okay, again, you could have also substituted this in. It might have been faster. I don't even know. If y'all want me to find out, let me know in class tomorrow and I will. Okay. The last problem I'm going to do on the front here is number 9. Okay, number 9 says negative 9x, oh my gosh, thank goodness there's no fractions, plus 3y equals 30. Negative 8x plus 4y equals negative 24. Okay. All right. There's some stuff happening here. I don't have any opposites per se. Nope. Okay, so let's start multiplying. Okay, I'm going to multiply the top by 8 and the bottom by negative 9. This one's tough, y'all. Does everybody know why I did negative 9? Since these have the same sign, I need to multiply by a negative to flip one of the signs. So up until now, we've been trying to make one of them negative, but since these are both negative, I need to multiply by a negative to make one of them positive. Yeah. 8 times negative 9 is negative 72x. Holy smokes, these are going to be big numbers. 8 times 3 is positive 24y. Ooh, 8 times 30, I think that's 240. But, you know, don't try and get this wrong. 8 times 30. Yep, okay. Now, let's see what we get for this one. Negative 9 times negative 8 is positive 72x. Negative 9 times negative 4 is negative 36y. Oh my goodness. Negative 9 times 24. Negative 9 times 24 Oh, it should be negative 9 times negative 24, so that would be positive 216. Oh, goodness. Okay, all right. This zeroes out. 24y minus 36y is, oh my gosh, negative 12y. 240 plus 216. Look, y'all, I'm freaked out by these numbers too, okay, but we're going to keep going. 456. When I divide both sides by negative 12, I cross my fingers. Oh, I get negative 38. It's a big number and it's negative, but you know what? It's a whole number, so there's a good chance, well, there's a possibility that's right. And you know what? It doesn't matter because I'm going to find out when I check. So let's go back to this first equation. I have negative 9x plus 3y equals 30. So I'm going to plug in my negative 38. Lord. So negative 38 times 3 is negative 114. Negative 9x minus 114 equals 30. I'm going to add 114 to both sides. Wait, 30 plus 114 is 144. 144 divided by negative 9 is negative 16. Okay, so I think my answer is negative 16, negative 38, but I'm going to prove it with this last one. I'm going to cross my fingers. I'm going to cross all of them. Get them all crossed up. Okay, so I have negative 8 times negative 16 plus 4 times negative 38 should equal negative 24. Okay, let's see what happens, okay? Negative 8 times negative 16 is 128. Negative 4 times, wait, nope. 4 times negative 38 is negative 152. Negative 128 minus 152 is negative 24. Go us! Oh my goodness. We made it, y'all. We worked through the tears and the terror of these huge numbers, but we got the right answer. But will negative 38, negative 16 be an answer choice? Yeah, it will. Okay, so don't, there you go. Okay, on the back here, all I'm going to do on this back one is we're going to write this. We're going to work through writing this equation because, we're already 12 minutes into this. And, we can solve it together in class if you want to. But right now, I assume that most of you are going to be able to solve these equations if you can just write the equation. So you'll be able to solve the system if we can write the equation. Okay? Okay. A trainload of cars and trucks is en route to an automobile dealer for whom you work. Nothing useful. Before the vehicles arrive, the dealer receives an invoice showing a total of 160 vehicles. Okay, that looks like good information. This is the least highlighter that ever highlighted. I think I might have a better one. Let's try my other one. A total, and you know what's the worst part, y'all? I literally just pulled this out of my pocket. Yeah, that's right. I walk around with a highlighter in my pocket. Whatever. Don't judge me. All right, part of the invoice showing how many of each kind of vehicle has been torn off and lost. Your boss desperately needs to know how many of each vehicle there are before the shipment arrives. It shows a total mass of 182 kilograms. Each truck weighs 1,400 kilograms, and each car weighs 1,000 kilograms. How much of each kind of vehicle are they? Okay, so just like the problems that we did in class today for number 19, just like the problems that we did in class today, I have two totals. I have a total of 160 vehicles, and it says a trainload of cars and trucks. Okay, so I know that I'm dealing with cars and trucks. So there are 160 vehicles, okay, and it says the total mass is 182,800 kilograms. Wow, there's a lot going on there. A lot of, we're going to say kilograms, okay? So each of those are totals, which means for each of those I'm adding something together. So I have 160 vehicles. What kind of vehicles are there? Well, they are cars and, let's make that like a curly T, trucks. Okay? Now, I don't know how many cars and trucks there are, but I know that each truck weighs 1,400 kilograms, and each car weighs 1,000. Now notice, I lined up the cars and trucks because if I'm going to be solving this problem using linear combination, even though they told me what the trucks weighed before the cars, I put the trucks with the T's and the cars with, you know what I mean? I kind of lined them up. Because if I'm doing linear combination and I have this flipped, I might not pay attention to where the variables are, and I might combine this wrong and do this wrong because I'm not paying attention. If I put the T here and the C there, I might just start combining like they're lined up. They have to be lined up for it to work. Okay? If you guys want to, tomorrow in class, I can solve this one with you. It's pretty easy. We just need to make a zero pair, so we'll multiply only the top row by either negative 1,000 or negative 1,400. But if you guys want me to in class, let me know tomorrow, and I will go ahead and do that one with you.